Well, I think, as you know, we've been sort of looking for an all-rounder. We've played this series, the previous 4 games. We only had 5 bowlers. We used Reza Hendricks as a bowler, and we felt today was an opportunity to play them all 3, almost like a playoff, and see how they go against each other, I guess. In the end, it worked out. It worked out okay. We didn't get to see them bat, but we saw quite a bit of their bowling, and in the end, they contributed to us winning the game. So that's it, really.
But how much can you take it out when the one gets 243, the other one gets 246?
Say again?
I said, how much can you actually go forward when the one takes 243, the other one takes 246?
I don't know. We wanted to see them, and the fact is that we're running out of games. Today was sort of like a final, so we thought, let's try them all 3 today and see how they go. And they all bowl well. We didn't get to see them bat, like I said, but they all bowl well and contributed to us winning. Have we answered any questions? Maybe not, but at least we got to see them bowl together.
How much value do you take from a series where you won despite handing out playing fringe players and facing combinations? How much value do you get out of winning a series like that?
Every series win is important. Every series win is massively important for our confidence going forward. There are a lot of people. Lungi's injured, JP's injured. Guys that wouldn't most likely be in your best team. So to play the guys that are the other guys that you've been looking at, and the thing about our team at the moment is that we're not reliant on one person to perform. We've had performances all across the board, with Andile with the ball, Hashim with the bat, at times Faf with the bat. Rasi's been outstanding all series. So we've had performances all across the board, and that's all you can ask for, really.
So everybody's obviously going to ask what the best 11 is for the World Cup. Are you going to put more stress on having a squad and then picking according to conditions and opposition, or is it more of a...
Absolutely. I think in history tells us that the World Cup is won by a squad and not just a team. And obviously you'll have 11 guys, but you need your bench to be as strong and as capable as the first 11. You want to have options where, because every game you play against a different opposition, you want to have options to change your team depending on what that opposition's strengths are, and see if you can nullify their strengths by changing your team to suit them and the conditions, of course. So we've been trying to build a squad for the last 12 months, and we're getting closer. But to win the series is obviously something good for us to take forward to the next series.
Is it safe to say that experimental phase is done now, but you've got kind of your squad that you have?
I was hoping that it would finish by now, but once we have people injured, it becomes difficult to balance the team, and therefore you saw the 3 all-rounders today trying to balance the team and try and get a good fit, if you like, for the captain on the field. He felt like he just felt like he was a bowler short. Therefore, the 3 all-rounders played today. Hopefully, all the guys that are injured will be good to go for the Sri Lanka series, and we can get somewhere close to the team or the squad that we have in mind.
Coach, just 2 questions. Just your actual thoughts on today's match.
Yeah.
Your takeouts from that, and then you spoke about JP, you spoke about Lungi. When you look at the bigger picture, does it excite you, your stocks, or is it stressful knowing that you have to whittle down this big squad to 15?
Well, selection is tough. There's no question about that. I in the back of my mind, I know pretty much who we want. It is obviously trying to get people fit and keep people on the park. With regards to this game, it was a good pitch. It's the sort of pitch that we want to be playing one-day cricket on. I thought we bowled really well today. Everybody bowled really well. Even though Dale went for runs, he was aggressive. He did his job. And then when we batted with a lot of confidence. Quinny played in true Quinny fashion and took the game away from them in the first 15, 20 overs. And then the rest of it was Faf and Rassi saw it out nicely, and that's the sort of way that we wanted to play cricket. We thought, in the back of our minds, we wanted to finish the game in 40 overs because we wanted to play that sort of positive brand of cricket, and the pitch allowed us to do that. So that was a good sign. You know, and hopefully by Sri Lanka, like I said, if everybody's fit, then we will have a better idea of who we want to take forward.
Does this stress you out though?
Yes.
Coach, Rassi's done well at number 3, he's done well now at number 5. We know that you're not the selector, but has he done enough to get to the trip?
I think I am a selector, but he's done very well. He's done a credit to himself, you know. And, when games are so tight and opportunities are so scarce, you know, for somebody like him to come in and take his opportunities is a credit to him, the way that he's gone about his game. When he's needed to be aggressive, he's been aggressive, and when he's the one thing I like about him, he's very calm at the wicket. You know, he doesn't seem the pressure doesn't seem to affect him in any way. He knows exactly how he's going to set up his innings, and it's quite comfortable sitting there watching, knowing that he's at the crease.
Coach, you speak about Lungi and Baby when injured. When do you expect him to come back? We saw Lungi bowling.
Yeah, I believe they should both be ready for the Sri Lanka series, so that's something to look forward to.
Are they going to play in the Momentum Cup as well?
In the Momentum Cup, yeah. They'll be playing in the Momentum Cup leading up to the Sri Lanka series. Not really. I think when we were in Australia, the series was 1-1, and because at the end of the day, we're trying to prepare for the World Cup. All these games are sort of dress rehearsals for the World Cup, and when we were in Australia and the series was 1-1, we built that game, that third game, as a final, and we said, let's go out and play it like a final. And then I think we were 20 for 3 or something, and Faf and David got brilliant hundreds. And we won that game, you know, and we got a lot of confidence from that. So every opportunity we get to play in a sort of winner-take-all game, then is a massive boost for us. And tonight, the way that we played again, in that I know Faf doesn't want to build every game as such, but the thing is that when we have these opportunities to do it, it's good for us. It's good for the team, and it's good for the confidence of the team. And tonight was exactly that, you know, and you know, I'm very pleased with the way that we went about it. The way that we played tonight was very pleasing.
So when you say play it like a final, is it any different from how you usually play?
Not really, Crystal. To be honest, I think we approach every game to win, but when you get a situation where the series is tied, then there's an opportunity for us to maybe do something slightly different, or actually not do anything different. Just play the game the way we want to play. So, which is exactly what we did tonight. We played the game with the aggressive intent with the bowlers. You saw a lot of short stuff from the bowlers. Everybody looking to take wickets. You saw a slip. There was a slip in for quite a long time. We're trying to get wickets when we're bowling, and then when we're batting, we're trying to keep the run rate. We're trying to establish a run rate that is good, and then try and maintain that run rate. The next guy coming in, try and maintain that run rate, which you saw tonight, you know. And within the first 15 overs, we were scoring at 6, and then we continued scoring at 6 for the rest of the game. Again, because the pitch was so good, that's something that we've spoken about a lot. When we establish a run rate that is healthy, let's try and make sure that the next person that comes in, if you find a run rate at 6, let's try and see if you can maintain 6 for as long as possible. You know, so and you know, we did that really well tonight.
Coach, we know it's a different format, but it's still limited over cricket and white ball stuff. Any performances over the next 3 T20s, does that impact the ball?
You know, again, it's opportunities to see players. You know, Mulder is in the T20 squad for the first time. Sipamla is in for the first time. Gian Clutie had a very good the MSL, so he's there, and it's an opportunity for those guys that to put some performances on the boards, to give the selectors something to talk about when it comes to discussing those names, you know.
Coach, you didn't need your all-rounders to bat tonight, but do you think there is enough batting ability there for you to maintain such a setup in terms of the team and having one batsman less?
Yeah, look, I think so, and you know, we've been searching for a batting all-rounder, if you like, yeah, but again, we haven't really we didn't get to see them, but we know that they can bat. We just want to know which one of them is good enough to bat at 7 and score the sort of runs that we want. So, but we didn't get to see that tonight, and so the search continues for an all-rounder, I guess.
Coach, you said you're testing combinations, obviously, but was the two-spinner option ever discussed?
Yeah, of course it was. Yeah, you know, we didn't feel that pitch. We looked at the pitch. We didn't think that pitch was a two-spinners pitch. You know, and obviously Imran is world class and he bowled very well. But then you saw on the flip side of that, Shadab Khan is also world class. But we played him quite well throughout the whole series, and therefore it is something that we will still try and do at some point. But we didn't really get an opportunity this series to do it.
Coach, Amla dumped a couple of catches in the last while.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a concern? And if you're working with Justin maybe on that?
How do you want me to answer that? Okay, it's not a concern. Catches, people drop catches all the time. It happens in cricket, you know. He didn't go out there with the intention of dropping it, but it just happened. That happens.
Coach, I never get to you in Cape Town, so forgive me for going off topic a bit, but there were some quotes going around about the World Cup. You were brought in to win the World Cup.
Yeah.
I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. And also, I've never actually heard you speak about your experience as the South African coach as a West Indian.
Right.
How has your tenure been so far?
Well, if you've been watching, then it's gone all right. We've won quite a few games. We've played quite well. The test team's doing very well. The one-day team is still a work in progress. We got some T20s coming up on Friday. I've enjoyed being here. You know, like I said before, I enjoyed playing cricket in this country. So to come back and coach it's a little bit ridiculous, but it's okay. I'm enjoying it. With regards to the comments, I have no comments on the comments, and I'll leave it there. And the future is bright. The future is bright. Anything else?
So, because about Eddie Markham, where does he line the picking order? And
Yeah.
Another one also, what has impressed you about the
I just think, speaking to everybody, you know, he got a good 100 last week, also, Bian, and everybody seems to think that he is the best batter of all the all-rounders, and therefore we wanted to have a look at him because, like I said before, we've been looking for a number 7 batsman who can bowl, and he seemed to fit that bill. You know, but like I said, we didn't get enough time to see him. He was injured early in the season, so we didn't get to see him. You know, so hopefully in Sri Lanka, when the Sri Lanka series, we'll try and give him some more opportunities. As for Aiden, it's obviously very disappointing. In the Test series, when you watch the Test series and you saw some batsmen struggling on those pitches, and then you see Aiden Markram playing, it was almost like he was playing on a different pitch to everybody else, you know. So he's full of confidence and in good form, and it's just tough to get him in, you know. Rassi's come in and took his opportunity, so he clearly deserved to be playing. Rizes took his opportunity as well, and we just couldn't fit him in, you know. But he's a class player, and I'm sure he's. You know, I've had a lot of conversations with him over the last couple of days, so he's aware of where he is in the sort of big scheme of things, and he'll go back and he'll play in the momentum as well, and we'll see what lies ahead for him.
Coach, saying I love it when a plan comes together. What aspect of this 5 matches pleased you most in terms of something you worked on
That's a bit deep, eh? I don't know. I think from the beginning, their openers were always going to be a threat, especially Zaman. So to keep him quiet he got some runs, but he didn't get the explosive runs that he normally gets. He got out on the short ball quite a lot. It's something that we discussed, and I guess that was a plan that worked. Stifling them in the middle overs as well. But again, the way the all-rounders bowl, that's also something that we spoke about. We spoke a lot about the all-rounders and the lengths they're going to bowl, but also, even though they've got less pace, still being aggressive and using the short ball. Andile used the short ball well today. He got Zaman caught on the hook with the short ball. So little things like that, and then nullifying their spin with Shadab Khan was always going to be a threat. The way we've played him throughout the series has been outstanding. So he's not really damaged us in the middle overs too much. So that was also quite pleasing. Yeah, I think so. We wouldn't want to play them on the wicket that we played them at the Wanderers on. But if we play them on a decent pitch like this one, then I reckon we've seen enough and we've learned enough from them over the last sort of 5 games that we'll be able to, I would think, execute a good game plan and hopefully win. We will have to play them. We play them at Lords, I know that much, and so we're looking forward to that. We've got a lot of intel. Thank you.